Hi everybody, and thank you for watching. So this is the area that I'm going to tackle today, so don't mind the stuff on the right. That's not what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on this bookshelf. So I think it's been more than 6 months since I tackled this almost looks like a junk bookshelf. So like your junk drawers, people just dump stuff here, and you can see there's just a lot of stuff. And all these books here we've been collecting from either the little library, from my kids' school. Like all those books there my daughter was getting into, but now she has changed what she likes to read. So I said, you know what, if you're not going to read these books, let's donate them back to the little library. I just don't like seeing it here knowing that you're not going to read them. So she's here to help me. So my goal is to take everything off the shelf. I will wipe it down and then start putting back all the items that we wanted to keep. So a lot of small little stuff that's just been dumped there. And so yeah, that's my goal. I need to get all these books off here. She's going to go through them. The ones that she's going to keep, I'm actually going to put them on another bookshelf in the living room. That's going to be another area that we're going to have to tackle. That's got all of my books and then some of her books, and then another area that has been a catch-all that we've just got a lot of junk there. Also all these like wooden kind of like items that I'm putting down here. She was part of this robotics team at school, so they kind of made robots, or it's they say robots, but it's more some mechanical stuff. So she made like a lamp, she made like this little kind of instrument that drawers. It's considered robotics because they're dealing with motors and batteries and stuff like that. So it does work, and so she likes the subject. She has more stuff that she wants to build. So I decided to end up getting a box and putting all those in the box. I didn't want them up on the shelf anymore. Okay, so all those books there she does not want to keep, so I told her to get me a plastic bag, and then we will take those to the little library that's down the street from us, and then hopefully another little kid will be happy to read those. Some of those books are actually brand new. There was this program that Kellogg's used to have where if you bought a box of cereal, you submit a receipt, and then you actually get some free books. And so a lot of times that's what I was doing. They were doing that for quite a few years, and each time you can get up to like 10 books. So I would get 10 brand new books from Kellogg's almost every year. I would change it up between getting some large books for my daughter or some picture books for my little one. But usually I would do that every year. And then also we get stuff from the little library. And then also the kids have this, they call it Buck Book. So once a month they have, I guess, like a little library of books, and you can buy a book for $1. Really, those books aren't worth anything, but it's kind of the novelty of buying a book with your classmates and then reading it when you get home. So that's where most of our books do come from. But thankfully, my daughter has now kind of aged out of those kind of books, and she is kind of into Percy Jackson. And so now we go to the library on a monthly basis, and then we rent the books from there. So we'll rent 1 or 2 books, she'll read them, and then when she's done, she's enjoying going to the library at least once a month. Sometimes the library even has activities for them, and so we do that now instead of storing all of these books. And so I'm asking her to slowly go through all the stuff that's on the table as I pull them out, and then I am organizing and wiping down all of the shelves and all of the items, and then placing them back onto the shelf. So you can see you can't see the top shelf that has kind of like our altar, and it's practically bare considering I took all of her robotic stuff down. The second shelf, you can see that little basket there, that's from our wedding, and so it's got like photos and cards and stuff like that people gave us, so that's gonna stay there. But I want to keep that shelf quite bare, which the way it's looking is good. And then the second shelf has a few other items there that we have, our kind of shot glass collection and some stationery and stuff like that. But I want to try and eliminate as much items on these shelves as possible. This next shelf that I'm working on has a lot of their school stuff, so I'm getting her to go through those, and then all the other stuff like the keepsake stuff, I'm going to put them upstairs in the little memory boxes, so I'm going to do that as well. But yeah, there's not much that's going to change on the bottom shelf that has all of our alcohol, the excess alcohol that doesn't fit on our bar on the right hand side, so I'm just going to leave those for now. So I'm almost done taking everything that needs to be sorted onto the table, and then we have an area now that we can work with on the bookshelf and start to go through them. So my daughter's going through these items. Anything that is trash, she's making a trash pile, and I believe we got another bag for donations. So if she has too many pencils, pens, or those little knickknacks, little toys, we can just drop that bag off at Goodwill and donate those. So we'll end up with 3 bags. We have 1 bag full of books, we have a bag of trash, and then we have a bag of basically a small little donation. And so yeah, the shelf is basically done. Now I'm here helping her out. She's deciding what she wants to keep, and so we're just going to continue to sort through all of these items here on the tables, decide what we're going to keep and what we're going to donate or throw away. So I'm just going to save my voice a little bit now, continue watching, and I'll tune back in a little bit later. This is the point where I realized that we were putting everything in one bag, but some of these items that were in the bag are not just trash, they could be donated. So that's when I told her to go get another bag, because all those pencils and pens, we can donate them. And then when realizing that, I did go back through that bag, because I was throwing stuff that were trash in there, but then she was throwing stuff that could be donated. So we did go through, I went through that bag again, saw what could be donated, and then put them in the other bag. So we decided now we have a trash bag and we have a donation bag. The other bag that's full of books, that's going to be for the little library. My kids earned quite a few medals from school. We were hanging them up there, but now I'm just going to put them in their memory box upstairs. So everything that's going to go in the memory box, I've just put them on the floor for now. That way I can know what I need to take upstairs. And so anything that I wanted her to organize, I put them on her side of the table. And then I'm still continuing to go through what's in front of me, see what I need to put back on the on the bookshelf and what I don't need to. Okay, so this red cup has all of the pens and pencils and stuff that we use quite often. I'm going through them to see if they work or not. Anything that doesn't work, I'm going to throw them away. Anything that does, I'm going to keep. So I just wanted to kind of declutter that red cup of pens, pencils, markers, and I think there's like some scissors and stuff like that. That's usually our go-to little cup that has all the stuff, and it was getting quite full. So now that I decluttered it a little bit, there's a bit more space there. Every time somebody wants a scissors or a quick pen, they always go into that corner. I don't want to move that somewhere else right now. I just want to leave it there because people know where it is. And so yeah, I'm just continuing to go through this table of stuff and deciding whether they are going to be kept, whether they're going to be donated, or whether they're going to be thrown away. This little blue box here is actually kind of like a sensory box. We got them from a birthday party probably about 2 years ago. It's got like a lot of colorful rice, and it's got like some spoons and some little trinkets in there. My daughter loved that for so long. It's like a little sensory box, like I said, and she really enjoyed playing with it. But it's time to go. Like, it's been there for 2 years. She hasn't touched it in 6 months. It makes a lot of mess when she does play with it. I try to get her to play with it on the dining table and not like in the living room, because all that colorful rice can make a mess. So it was time to depart with that toy and item. I'm at the point now where if we haven't used it in a couple of months, we just need to get rid of it. Okay, now I'm just slowly putting stuff back onto the shelf. On that second shelf there, the one with the white bird basket, I did put a few of our vitamins up there, because sometimes when my daughter, when she wakes up and we're getting ready to go out to school or anything like that, she has her multivitamins there and I have mine. Okay, so yeah, continue to go through the items here. I'm going to stop talking again and I'll tune back in a little bit later. We are practically 80% done. Right now, my daughter is going through all of her pens, pencils. She has a lot of stationery, deciding what she wants to keep and what she doesn't. She's also organizing them, putting like all the pencils together, all of the Sharpies together. She's just trying to organize them so she can remember what she has. Honestly, we don't do a lot of back to school shopping because of the amount of stationery that we do have. I still have a lot of boxes of pens, pencils, glue from a couple of years ago. There was a glitch that was going on Amazon, and I got boxes of glue, pens, pencils, like the lead pencils and stuff like that. I have so many. We have enough for her to get through until high school. And then all the stuff that she has right now as well. There's a lot. So I've never really done a lot of that back to school stuff. We still have, like I said, a lot of stuff here. And then at the same time, we're also going through, she has a bunch of Pokemon cards and stuff that she wants to go through. She doesn't want to go through them today, so I ended up being able to place them in a box and she can go through them a little bit later. I did find a few of those little trinket stuff that aren't supposed to be there, so I did walk off and put them where they're supposed to be. There was a bunch of hair ties, a bunch of small little Legos and toys that aren't supposed to be there. So that's what I did as well. And yeah, she's continuing to go through, sort through all of her pens, pencils, and stationery, and trying to decide how she's going to organize them. Whether she's going to keep them in those Ziplocs or whether she's going to put them in the so many pencil cases that she has. Yeah, so continue watching. You can see that you can finally actually see most of the dining table now, which is really good. And so yeah, continue watching. Also, I think this is the point where I decided to get a shoebox. So I went off and I got a shoebox to put all of her little robotic stuff in, because she wanted to keep those. So you'll see I'll get like this Nike box and I'll put those in there. But I'll comment once you do see it on the screen. I just quickly jumped in behind my daughter and picked up the books that she wants to keep. So I decided to put those on my bookshelf that's in the living room. Like I mentioned before, that's the area that we'll probably tackle in the next couple of weeks, because I need to start decluttering my books. And there's a whole bunch of junk also on top of that bookshelf. And so yeah, now we are slowly getting through all the items that are on the table. There's a lot. And then as I continue to declutter, I'm just very thankful that my daughter decided to sit down with me and go through this, because honestly, if she didn't, I would have thrown away more, and she may have been upset with me. But yeah, at least I told her, give me half an hour to an hour, let's go through this. We rarely go through this bookshelf. At least you can know what you have. And she was very surprised with what she found. The amount of pens and pencils, the amount of Sharpies and stuff like that. She was very happy. Like, she doesn't have to go shopping anymore. She has more than enough to get her through this year and a few other years. And so I was also happy, because that bookshelf was getting to be a real eyesore. There was way too much stuff on there. Books that she was never going to read. Small little trash there that was just dumped because we were cleaning the dining table to eat off, and we just kind of throw it onto that bookshelf. So very happy with the way it is turning out. And then yeah, we found another pencil case full of a lot of pens and pencils. She's going through checking them all to see if they work. If they don't work, then we're just throwing them away. And right now you can see I'm double checking what she's throwing. Some of the pens I could reuse myself, so I did grab those, because I do run pretty low on pens. I only have probably about five or six main ones that I do use quite often. Okay, so this is where the point where I asked her, does she still want to keep all these robotic stuff? She said yes. So I said, okay, let me find a box so we can place them all in here. That way you know where they are, and if you want to ever try and play with them or rebuild them or something like that, then you know where they are. And so that's what we did. She also found a really nice necklace that was actually my mother's, that she forgot here when she was traveling here last year. So I decided to leave it on the bookshelf for now, because now I know where it is. Honestly, if I decided to put it upstairs on my desk or my jewelry box, I'd probably forget. So it's a small little item, and at least when it's there, I see it often, and I'll remember next time I see her, I can give it to her. Okay, so these are all of her kind of Pokemon cards and stuff like that. She had them kind of organized in Ziplocs, but she doesn't want to go through them quite now. So I thought, you know what, let me see if they can all fit in this box here. That way they're somewhat organized and they're all in one place, and they did fit, which I was very thankful. At least they're all in one place, out of sight, and then when she's ready to go through them, choose the ones she wants to keep, then we can deal with that later. But right now they're all happy in that box, and I can tuck them away and we will deal with it later. And so that's about it. So I will let you continue watching this. There's nothing else that I can think of that is any different than, but yeah, you can see we are now 90% done. There's only a few little trinket items that I need to either place them back on this bookshelf or find homes for them. So yeah, continue watching. I'm going to stop talking again, and I'll tune back in a little bit later. So this is the last little bit that we need to organize. So she has this two little drawers of a bunch of stuff, and so she's sorting through it now. She realized that she had a bunch of Australian money, so she wanted to keep that in one location. And then she decluttered quite a lot of those two little drawers, which I'm happy about. And everything else is like some books, some actual bookmarks, and a few other small things. But she did get rid of quite a lot, which I was very happy about. We also found a bunch of pennies, so I just grabbed those. We actually have a jar of pennies up on the shelf, so I decided to add that to our collection. Eventually, we'll probably go to one of those supermarkets that have that money counting machine, and she can get some money from there. We're just hoarding those coins for now, but yeah, we're almost done. I'm just going through asking her, you want to keep this? You want to keep this? If you do, I'm going to find a home for it on the shelf. And then she's going to continue to go through that two little drawers, and then I can put that also on the shelf. So we're about 95% done. She's just asking me if I want to keep these or not. I'm like, nope, we don't need them. They've been sitting there forever. I want to just keep the stuff that I know you're going to use over the next a couple of months or a few years. But yeah, we did get rid of quite a lot, and so after this I will more than likely wipe down the table because there is a bit of debris and stuff from the items that we did declutter. So I'm gonna use the Clorox, wipe down the table. We're gonna go and do a before, so you're gonna see what it looked like. If you can remember, it was a mess, so I want to do a before, and then we'll do an after. So we are basically done. So let's do a recap of what the bookshelf looked like before. So it was an absolute mess. There was so much stuff that just was dumped there. So you can see that. And let's do an after. So don't worry about that stuff on the right. Like I mentioned, we are focusing on the bookshelf. And so this is the bookshelf. So you can see a lot more space up the top. So there is our altar with some candles. You can see this one has a few vitamins, but all the books are now gone. Also here you can actually see a lot of the shelf. The next one here has a lot of their school stuff and some of their Pokemon, and then down the bottom has the alcohol. So very happy with the way it turned out. Was able to declutter and clear a lot of stuff here. So you can see on the bottom here we have a whole big bag full of books to take to the little library. We have one bag of donations, a lot of stationery items, pencil cases, pens, pencils, stuff like that, and the other bag is trash. So yeah, that's basically it. That was the area of my home that I was going to tackle. So very happy with the way it turned out. I hope this video has been motivation for you. And so thank you for watching.